Spain has always been one of my favorite places to visit, enjoying my time with good friends. In the past, we have explored the historic, lively streets of Madrid and traced the path of pioneering aviators to discover the strong heritage we share. We have also driven along the windswept plains of central Spain, embarking on a quest to find some of the country's best culinary and cultural treasures. This time, we journey to southern Spain. Shaped by cultural crossings and waves of history, this place is Spain at its most quintessential, combining Moorish palaces, grand cathedrals, charming towns, abundant produce, as well as a strong aviation culture. It is Spain's vibrant, beating heart. Join us in this three-part adventure across the magical region of Andalusia. This adventure began in Madrid as I drove once again to the historic Cuatro Vientos Airport. Here, I was met by Michel Gordillo, a record-breaking aviator who has been a good friend over the years. We looked around the new displays commemorating the 1936 flight of the Commonwealth, where Filipino aviators Juan Calvo and Antonio Arnaiz flew from Manila to Madrid on a Fairchild Model 24.
It was an epic flight that I think is very important for Spain.
And I'm also very proud of them. I'm still hoping, Michel, that I can do the same trip, but maybe on another airplane.
I don't agree with you. It's not a matter of hope, it is a matter of to comply with your promise.
Yes.
You told me you were going to fly that flight and you are going to do so.
Yes.
Because if not, you will be in trouble with me.
But I'm very proud of them,
Yeah.
and I'm also very proud to be your friend for all your accomplishments in flying.
Thank you very much. Same thing.
Aside from catching up with Michel, the reason I was here was to take a closer look at one of Spain's earliest and most important contributions to aviation, the autogyro. Capable of landing almost vertically, autogyros differ from conventional helicopters in that lift is created by an unpowered rotor, while an engine-driven propeller in front provides forward thrust. Invented in the 1920s by pioneering Spanish aviator Juan de la Cierva, autogyros are considered to be the predecessors of today's modern helicopters. I met Colonel Fernando Rosello, who still flies these aircraft and has even written a book about them.
I understand you hold the world record.
I use 8 hours and 5 minutes to fly 1,305 kilometers. Okay, and because of that, I have not only the distance world record but the speed world record.
Congratulations.
Okay. I started flying gyrocopters in 2002, 2003, because I was really amazed by this way of flying.
Yes.
And I had the opportunity to try it in Palma de Mallorca and in Zaragoza. At the end of the 90s, I wanted to fly this machine.
Colonel Fernando's interest in autogyros come from a deep respect for de la Cierva's pioneering work.
Juan de la Cierva was the father of the rotary wing flying. And all the helicopters you can imagine in the world, the Emergency Rotors 2 have something of the fair rotors of Juan de la Cierva.
During his time, aircraft development was still in its infancy, and safety issues claimed a lot of pilots' lives.
He decided to dedicate his life to find a way of flying safer. This is the starting point of the Autogiro.
A common problem for rotor aircraft was the instability caused by a phenomenon called dissymmetry of lift.
He was very aware of the problem of the dissymmetry of lift.
Yes.
Okay? Our lift is a phenomena that happens when you are flying with a rotor and you are taking speed.
Correct.
And then you have a blade that is just advancing into the wind, another one that is advancing downwind. And then in order to control this put this configuration with two counter-rotating rotors, but this machine was not able to fly successfully. Eventually, he discovered the flapping hinge. This is the flapping hinge.
Oh,
Okay, this is the invention of the wheel for cars. In rotary wing, this is the invention of wheel. You know.
The flapping hinge solved the problem of instability in flight, as it allowed for more flexibility in each rotor blade, compensating for the dissymmetry of lift. The blades of the autogyro rotate thanks to the speed of the air as the plane moves forward, acting like a movable wing. This wind-driven rotation made the autogyro safer than airplanes and helicopters at the time. If the engine stopped, it would simply glide down a gradual descent, rather than crash to the ground.
But again, we all have to thank Juan de la Sierva for all of this.
Yeah. And he not only did this, he developed the first theory, and the actual theory for rotary wing is an evolution of the first theory of Juan de la Sierva.
I was very lucky to be introduced to no less than Juan de la Sierva's great-granddaughter herself, Laura de la Sierva. Laura has made it her life mission to keep her great-grandfather's legacy alive.
I'm an artist and graphic designer, but nowadays I'm trying to make my license of pilot of autogyro as well, and I have a very great project that I'm constructing 3 replicas of this one,
Yes.
of the S16, the autogyro S16 of my great-grandfather, that is called Juanito C30, the project,
Okay.
and we will make it all over the world to make Juan de la Sierva go back to the sky.
Wow!
Yeah.
And you will be the one to fly it.
Of course.
She's determined to continue the work that she believes Juanito left behind.
This is the last one that Juan de la Sierva made because he died with just 41 years in a regular airlines flight from Croydon, London to Amsterdam. And he died in a disaster.
Oh yeah, that's
And
terrible.
this is the last one that he made, and I want to develop this. I want to make the same aesthetic, but with different changes.
What changes did you want to make?
In the inside, to put a GPS and
Okay.
all motor, and in the rotor head
Yes.
to make a new system, to make that it doesn't have any vibrations, so just to improve.
Laura also shared how Juan de la Sierva thought about the flapping hinge in the rotor blades, which was a revolutionary idea that solved a lot of safety issues.
He invented that because of the skirt of a dancer, you know, in a ballet.
Yes.
He invented that because he observed that the dancer, when he's in a route, okay, this way of the skirt goes fast,
Exactly.
and it goes slow.
Slow.
So it was the articulation of arrastre. I don't know how to say it.
Yes.
Yeah, he translated into mathematics.
I hope my grandchildren will be doing this for me.
I hope it's so.
Because it's very nice to see
Yep.
somebody very proud of their heritage and their family is very, very nice.
Yeah, sure.
Congratulations with your work.
Thanks so much.
As Laura would say, the future is invented in the past. This is exactly what her great-grandfather did, as modern aircraft later built on the knowledge and understanding achieved by De la Sierva. Before I left Cuatro Vientos, Michelle wished me well as I continued to the next leg of my trip to southern Spain. We inspected the Porsche Cayenne Turbo, which I will be driving for the rest of the trip.
So this is the new Turbo Cayenne. And it's exactly for me because it's very nice on the rough roads, very nice on the highway. You cannot even tell if you're driving an SUV or a sports car once you're inside it. It's a really fancy one. You can choose to drive sporty.
It's like an airplane. It's very
Yes, you know, the seats are,
plenty.
you can move it anywhere you want. A massage is even an option.
Yes.
And I like this leather trimming, you know, the twin stitches, carbon fiber is like a new airplane, huh?
Beautiful. Yeah. Almost as fast.
Almost as fast, really. I think horsepower more than your airplane, 500 plus horsepower.
Mine is just 180, so you are right.
V8 engine is great, huh?
So you have to be careful
Yes.
not to fly.
It will be over a 600-kilometer journey with a lot of stops and opportunities for me to put the Porsche Cayenne Turbo to the test. Up next, I begin my journey to Andalusia, driving down to the rolling landscape of Ubeda as I explore its Renaissance town and savor the best tasting olive oil this side of Spain. I continue my journey to the south of Spain. From Madrid, I drive to the province of Jaén, a very special region known for its abundant produce. Driving around the Spanish countryside is really something different. Olive trees, mountains, blue skies. I'm really enjoying this, except for the speed limit. It was very tempting to speed along the nice roads with the tremendous power of the Porsche Cayenne Turbo at my disposal. But I felt it is best to savor the scenic view. Jaén is in fact the largest producer of olive oil in the world. The province alone produces more olive oil than the entire country of Italy. I was invited to visit one of the most established fabricas that produced this so-called liquid gold. Oleicola San Francisco was built in 1927 and carries with it a long history of olive pressing. It was later acquired by Jose Jimenez and today is managed by his two sons, Manuel and Jose Antonio.
Thank you very much for inviting me. Olive oil is my favorite, so I'm always curious. I go everywhere and try to taste a little bit of olive oil and figure out what the difference.
The difference is that here the tradition, the know-how is ancient. So from centuries we did extra virgin olive oils. The big difference between the extra virgin olive oils and the other oils is that the extra virgin olive oil is the natural juice from the olives without anything chemical.
Your family, I understand, has been doing this since a long time ago.
We have 20 years ago with my father arrived in the olive work. When my father finished the work, Manolo and me continue with the olive oil, extra virgin, the quality.
So Manolo, will you tell me the secret why Jaén olive oils are much better than anybody else?
Basically, we have the best weather conditions.
So weather is a factor?
Yes, it's the most important factor
Okay.
to produce more and better.
Okay.
And basically, we have the opportunity to get a very good quality. Why? Because our olive trees here produce more than in other places. So we can select the best moment to start the harvest.
Manolo and Jose Antonio take me to the olive groves to appreciate firsthand the incredible environment these olives grow in.
You know, driving here, I see so many olive trees. I think the most in my life I have seen olive trees.
You know that this is unique in the world. 66 million olive trees together.
66 million. I can't even count 66 million.
Yeah.
Situated in the Guadalquivir Valley, this rich land has been cultivated since the time of the Romans and every other culture that passed this way. The harvest is only done once a year, and the rest of the time is spent pruning, cutting, and caring for the trees.
It's very important for the production to maintain a good relation between the branches and the roots.
Yes.
And the branches must be young. If the branches go too old, start to produce less. So we always maintain young branches producing. Maybe the trunk can be 300 years old.
It's amazing how some of these trees could have been around centuries ago and still be yielding fruit. Armed with our long poles and huge net, these hermanos aim to make an olive farmer out of me.
Okay, are we going fishing?
Yes, we are going to fish olives.
So one tree takes how long to harvest? I mean,
5, 10, 15 minutes, depend of
15 minutes
depend of
already?
you, if you are faster or slower. But really,
whole day to
when you go to harvest alone, because you have 25 olive trees maybe, you don't go to buy a big machine.
Exactly.
You only need the net,
Yes.
the stick, and the basket. You don't need more tools.
It is quite back-breaking work, trying to beat the fruits out of the tree.
And you don't damage the tree.
Ah,
I
don't
don't
worry.
damage the tree.
You
I
can,
don't damage.
and inside, you have to look for inside.
I feel like I'm breaking the tree.
I am not sure I did very well with the harvest.
I'm thinking to pay you about the quantity.
Okay, no, that's it's unfair. I lose money. Maybe tomorrow I'll not have
You have
breakfast.
to pay me
Very hard work for very little
a quantity.
little harvest.
Maybe 3 or 4, 5 kilos.
5 kilos.
And maybe you can get 1 liter. or
1
more.
liter.
Maybe your farmer
For you,
is
only for you.
very lazy. Not a good farmer.
1 liter.
Back in the Fabrica, Manolo and Jose Antonio promised me a tasting session, which I hope would make me an olive oil connoisseur.
Okay. Ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
I'm going to offer you at least 2 or 3 to different, the basic difference. When we taste,
Para él también.
See, yeah.
the tasting consists in to put and a few quantity on the bottom, and we are going to warm
What is the reason for that?
to conserve the flavors.
I see. Okay.
We are going to put on the hand, with the other hand we maintain, and we are going to warm
Okay.
because we need to wake up the flavors.
Yes, I see.
If you look, the glazes are similar than a cognac glass,
Yes.
but without the feet. You smell it.
Yes.
You can remember the smell of the cat grass
Yes. As a matter of fact, it is. Yes.
and green plants or like the tomato plant. And you
Grass is what I remember. Yeah.
extra virgin.
Extra
or
virgin, nothing else.
Nothing else.
Each type was made with olives in different stages of maturation. Tasting each of them helped me appreciate the nuances and flavors of the different types of olive oil. It was an amazing experience seeing the entire process of the olive oil production and the great strides the producers have taken in terms of technological advancement. Olive oil has been around for thousands of years. But we are very lucky to still be able to taste the purest, most flavorful fruits that come from this region of Spain, thanks to the people of Jaén who value tradition. Up next, I make my way to the glorious Renaissance town of Ubeda, marveling at its incredible architecture and discovering southern Spain's rich history. I am still exploring the vast olive-growing region of Jaén, a beautiful province that is the gateway to the rest of Andalusia. From the olive groves, I made my way to the city of Ubeda, a UNESCO World Heritage Site with a rich Renaissance history. I was very happy to be welcomed at the Palacio de Ubeda, a magnificent historic hotel. Located at the very heart of the old city, it was the perfect place to begin my exploration. Built in the 16th century, the hotel was the former palace of the first Conde de Guadiana and passed on to the descendants of the nobility. I sat down with the hotel's manager, Alex Barquero, to learn more about the hotel's history.
Well, Alex, your hotel is very, very nice. You're in the middle of the Ubeda town, yeah, which is a heritage site, isn't it?
It is. This is just on the middle of the old quartier of Ubeda.
Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit of a history about the hotel?
This was start building on the end of the 16th century. It's one of the most important buildings of the Renaissance here in Ubeda. And that means that it's one of the most important buildings in all the Spain, because Ubeda and Baeza are two of the most important cities of the Renaissance in Spain, with Salamanca. And
how many rooms do you have here?
there are 38 rooms, 37 normal with the suite. That is the 38.
Okay.
That is on the tower of the hotel, and it's an incredible room.
What used to be in the tower?
The tower was the first size of the old building, and it was the tower of the owner. The owner was the one who lives there. He's the Conde of Guadiana, and he's there where the building takes that name.
The interiors have been updated with modern comfort and luxury in mind. But the building's exterior has been maintained to keep its Renaissance design, built by renowned master builders of the time.
What do you think is the best thing that people can do here in Ubeda?
The best thing, in my opinion, will be always get here in the old quartier with no map
And just walk around.
Just walk around, because there are many places that are very interesting, are very nice to see. For me, is the best thing to do.
Well, I'll take your recommendation and I'll start walking around after this and see what I can discover and explore.
Perfect, it's a good choice.
Following Alex's advice, I walked around the beautiful little city, admiring every masterfully carved stone facade. Ubeda's history goes a long way back.
This church is a witness to history. It was built over a Bronze Age settlement, then a Roman temple, and after that was a Muslim mosque. Today, it is the main church here in Ubeda.
The Basilica de Santa Maria de los Alcazares is a reminder of Ubeda's long history. In the centuries that followed, the city's idyllic setting and trading activity attracted many aristocratic families to settle here.
Ubeda is what Spain would have looked like in the 15th century when it became an important Renaissance city because of the flourishing agricultural trade.
At the time, the Renaissance movement from Italy had also made its way to Spain. The Vasquez de Molina Square is where we find the best examples of Renaissance architecture in Spain. The architect responsible for many of these artworks is Andrés de Valdevira, who is honored here. He was an expert stone cutter and a master planner. In the middle of the plaza is one of the most prolific works he completed.
This is the Sacra Capilla del Salvador, the crowning glory of Renaissance architecture here in Ubeda.
It was commissioned by Francisco de los Cobos y Molina as a funerary chapel for the influential family. It features a splendid altar depicting the Transfiguration of Christ. Masterfully sculpted and painted in gold, it is a stunning sight to behold. The chapel also housed sculptures, relics, paintings, and other items of great value acquired by the family. Leading to the sacristy is an interesting door which represents the Gate of Eden. The sacristy itself is another beautiful work of the Renaissance, with rich sculptural decorations. The small town of Ubeda holds so many treasures that walking around, even at night, makes you feel like you are in an open-air museum. Next week, I continue my exploration of southern Spain, driving further down to the city of Cordoba, where we trace Andalusia's Roman, Moorish, and Christian heritage.
This has been your captain, Joy Roa. See you in the next Asian Air Safari.